Peace, 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 family. How y'all doing? Hope all is well. Anthony K. Davis coming to you live. Ola Family, the Oracle in full effect. And today I wanted to go over this video that I call How to Improve Your Health and Wellness, your mental health and wellness in less than 30 days. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share a couple mental health methodologies that me and others use, and I'm going to share those things with you and hope that these things can guide you along your mental health and wellness journey. And me, my position is I've been on a spiritual path of health and mental wellness for about 15 years now. So I am a spiritual priest, consultant, coach, and a part of that is dealing with mental health and wellness, is dealing with physical health and wellness, is dealing with financial health and wellness, right? And that's why we consider like a holistic coach, holistic practitioner, because we want to focus on our whole life transforming, not just one area, right? We want to focus on our whole life, full life transformation. So today I just want to give you guys a couple tips in honor of May, May's Mental Health and Wellness Month. Actually, if you didn't know, okay. Now, which I thought was amazing, I didn't learn until a couple of weeks ago. So I'll say, you know what, this is going to be a perfect opportunity to join the campaign, the community campaign of health and mental wellness. And even though I had come from different angles. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist or anything. I'm not licensed to deal with diagnose someone on a mental health and wellness level to the point of a therapist, right? But in my practice, in my research, in my spiritual personal life development, I've come across many different things when it comes to more so ancient spiritual practices, when it comes to natural universal health and wellness practices that are pretty much the common denominator of all of our collective health and wellness, right? And those give birth to the industries and doctors and therapists, right? That information, that universal body of knowledge and wisdom, gives information and birth to that. So I want to give some wellness wisdom when it comes to this, because I think it's very important that this health and mental health and wellness is really, really tackled. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's yeah, I can work on myself, but the environment, right? And as I see my environment, no matter if I'm in the hoods of the hoods or if I'm in the wealthy areas, I see people that suffer with mental health and wellness. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily about just because you're well off that you don't have any type of, mental health, right? So I want to just talk to you guys about a few things, and it's going to be 7 different things that you can use that's going to help you aid and assist when it comes to your mental health and wellness. And again, I am Anthony. I'm going to go by Ola Femi, which means wealth comes to me. And we're going to talk about a few things. All right, so first thing first, what is the mind? Okay, I think that we need to understand and get an idea of really what your mind is, right? So for number one, let's write understanding the mind. All right, understanding the mind. If you happen to understanding the mind, give you some more general breakdowns for this. One, the breath of life that was put into us is the soul, right? If whether you coming from Christian, whatever spiritual beliefs, we know that in these mythology stories they spoke about this breath of life being entered, right? And even we made out of this clay, and then this clay was had breath of life infused into it. Okay, that breath of life translates to your soul, right? The energy and the essence that God poured into you from His energy and poured into this physical inanimate object, right? From there, that so your mind is your soul, right? You are a living consciousness, right? Your mind and your soul are one. Okay. Um, It's something basically called the seat of the soul. All right. Your mind is your consciousness. In Ifa, we call it or your ori. Your ori is your conscious. Here's how you know you have an inner conscious, what they call the mind's eye, right? The mind's eye is the seat of the soul. Okay? Now, so that breath, we have an etheric core that comes from here to here, right? Now, that your brain is actually the is more of the altar of the mind. It's more of the shrine of the mind, right? It's because your brain is actually is physical, right? So your brain is not your mind, right? Because you see with your mind, you don't see with your eyes. You heard that quote before? We say that a lot in our affirmations. You don't see with your eyes, you see with your mind. So when you close your eyes and that inner mind's eye, and you see that light that shines, that things that allows you to have imagery and picture, that is your soul, right? That's the seat of the soul, and that is your pineal gland is what they consider the medical term, pineal gland, your third eye, whatever, your first eye, but it's your mind's eye. You understand? So for one, you have to understand the mind and nature of mind, right? Because that's very key. Because a lot of times, we really don't know how to think. We don't know how our mind is working. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times our mind is being reactive instead of proactive. You see what I'm saying? So we're trying to switch some of those things. Let's talk about your mind is etheric. Think about that for a minute. Your mind sits between the middle of, this physical world and the spiritual world. If you really, really think about that, your thoughts are alien. You know what I mean? Your thoughts are alien. It's extraterrestrial. It can think in different levels. It is a stargate. You understand? So I think that we need to understand and learn the truth about the functions of our mind. We're going to get a lot deeper into a lot of that stuff as we go on, right? But we're still on number one, understanding the mind. So I'm just saying these things so we get a more of a broader concept of the mind. You know what I mean? Because we're not locked into our own mind and being prisoners of our own mind, right? And with what I just said today and what you're going to learn more should free you, from the self-limited faculties of the mind. Okay. Now, let's talk about the three levels of the mind. You have basically the conscious, which is your everyday walking life, right? Your subconscious, which we know is your conscious sub, right? The more real, you, and then you have your superconscious, all right, which is more so like the collective mind, the collective universal mind. So conscious, subconscious, superconscious. Those are three levels of consciousness that you can use to identify when it comes to thought, when it comes to mind. Where is the mind, right? Because it has to be a mind that creates. You see what I'm saying? Like you don't see God, but you know that it's something there because of what it creates, whether you call it God, Allah, Buddha, whatever, right? We know it's something that's hidden, it's something that's subconscious, and something that's super conscious that makes it conscious. You know what I'm saying? So that type of energy. All right. Now, like I said, the brain is a part of the body, right? The spirit is the blood. The blood is the life force in the river inside of you, right? You lose too much of that, we know what happens, right? So you have to understand those few things. Like I said, the mind being the soul, the brain being in the body, the spirit being the blood, okay? Because everything down here has a spirit. Rocks, trees, birds, bees, animals have spirit. We have soul, right? So meaning that their program is only based on this reality of function, if you will. Ours can go higher. It can go cosmic. You see what I'm saying? That's why we have that soul faculty at, right? We have free will. You see what I'm saying? We don't have a set program, but the ability to program. All right. Now, you also have to know this bullet point as well, the chakra system. I know many of you've heard of it. A lot of people might be coming from different, again, religious or spiritual backgrounds, but you have to look and acknowledge this chakra system, right? Or this energy system. Different terms for it, but you have to know that this energy system that's in your body is what connects the mind, what connects the your soul, your spirit, right? Your emotional body, all these bodies together, they're in you. So you have to have an understanding of that because that way it's going to help you identify you. You see what I'm saying? We're taking you and identifying you. So that's going to be the first one that we're going to deal with. All right, and that's going to be number one, understanding the mind. Let's keep going. Okay, two, we're going to deal with immediately go to our physical health. All right, to have good health and wellness dealing when it comes to our mind. Now that we know that our mind is in our brain, right? And that brain has things it needs to for it to function, right? It needs good oxygen, it needs good water, it needs good sunlight, it needs good minerals, it needs good food, right? Because it is an earthly body, right? And earth and nature is what provides for us, and vice versa. Okay. Now, so we have to acknowledge that our health is our wellness, and what we eat is very important. Now, I'm not going to get deep into types of diets or anything like that because I want to kind of zone in and say yes, you do need to have a general good health as far as what you're eating, because yes, that does affect your mind. Like if you they tell you if your kids eat too much sugar, they're gonna be up. They're gonna be wild, and that food is gonna have an effect. That doesn't stop just because you're an adult. It gets worse, right? So we know if you're drinking soda for the last 50 years, it's gonna affect your bones. We know this. Whether we drink it or not, we know that. Okay, so but I do want to focus on one part when it comes to brain food, right? I think that in this message, that for the second point is that when it comes to our health, I want us to start eating more foods that does focus on our mental, right? And for one, let's use ginkgo biloba for example. All right. Now we know this is a very popular one. That's why I decided to go with this one, even though it's still not widely used or regularly used, right? But ginkgo biloba is very good. Okay, I've been using it for years, on and off, and a few things that you can even Google yourself about it. And I pulled up this one article. I even tag it, but basically, you have some. Even just going off GP, it increases your memory. It helps with the blood flow to your mind, right? And what I like about it, as far as the memory, is that it's almost like a rebuilder, if you will. It's like a brain builder. You know what I mean? And I share this article. I won't get all into it, now. But basically, that's a good herb to use. So again, let's say right now it is a struggle to eat, a whole regimen of what you would like to eat or know you should eat. What I'm suggesting is at least get that herb or commit to some type of brain food. You know what I mean? That you can do and take like medicine. You know what I mean? Because we have to start focusing on these areas if we really want to improve them. You know what I mean? So a small commitment, like dealing with this ginkgo, and putting that in your system on a daily, weekly basis, whatever, right, is going to start improving that. Then your body's going to want that good medicine and doesn't going to want all the other stuff. You see what I mean? So we have to train our body back. All right. So that's what we're going to do with that one for number two. Okay. 2 out of 7 here. Now we're going to 3. Let's go to part 3. We have to reduce our stress. Yes, we really have to reduce our stress. Okay, I want to go into that. And I want to give an exercise with this. I want you to write a list of things that really stress you out, that you can consciously, awakeningly identify, that say, you know what? This stresses me out. I don't care if it's coming home and The music is blasting. I don't know. Just I don't care how small you might think. If it's something that emotionally triggers you, that you or consciously you're aware of, there's something that stresses you out, and you stressed out if you have to do a ritual behind it. Like, oh, you got to come in and then, oh, I got to go, do something to support and mask that. You see what I'm saying? If you have to mask something, then nah, you're dealing with a form of stress. I want you to really, in this campaign, really write down what does really stress you, right? Speaking of writing down, we're going to we really need to make a whole new journal for this. I should have mentioned at the beginning, but this will be a part of your notes that I'm going to provide with you at the end of the video. You have all this stuff I'm sending you. I'll be able to send it to you. But you do want to get a journal of this because you're going to want to write these things down. What really does mentally trigger me? What really does stress me out? You know what I mean? And this is the time to be honest with yourself. This is the time to really deal with you. You understand? So I think that we need to really reduce our stress. Stress causes what? High blood pressure, right? And a host of many other things. So we do want to reduce our stress for number 3. Number 4, we want to reduce things that can potentially cause mental damage. Yes. For number 4, reduce things that can potentially cause mental damage. All right. And I put a few things down here. Drugs, right? If you're overindulged in drugs, it's going to mentally damage you sooner or later. So you have to be mindful about the things that we consume in our bodies, right? And again, that doesn't have to just be crack. It could be sugar. You know what I'm saying? It could be whatever your drug is. You know what I mean? Because it's not always in a getting high thing. It's many different ways that anything that controls you, basically. You know what I mean? To that point, is a drug. So you want to reduce that, for one. 2, you want to reduce the toxic people in your life. You understand? So when it comes to being with people that again, that might stress you out. Dealing with people that that aren't good for you, whether it be the people on that job, that manager, or whatever the case might be, that no good spouse. You really want to reduce that people. People in the streets or just family. Sad to say, right? It's 2. Now for 3, self-sabotaging behavior. We got to slow down on things that we're doing to ourselves that self-sabotage ourselves. Like telling ourselves we're not worthy, or not even getting up and trying for that thing that you want to go after. You know what I mean? Or just doing things, you getting so close to liking somebody, you just, I don't want to talk to that person no more. Things like that. Self-sabotaging things, because when you start going on a cycle of that, you start damaging yourself. Little by little, you're chipping things away with your mental resonance away, right? So anything dealing with that is self-sabotaging behavior is not good. And 4, I would say in general, anything that's mentally not healthy for you. I don't care what it is. If you know that you're trying to reduce the stress levels in your life, if you're trying to repair and heal your mind, anything that could potentially hurt you mentally, you should avoid it. Okay? So that's what we got for number 4. All right. Now we're going to 5. All right, here we're going to get more into, next few are going to get more in the depths of what we can do to work on our mind, increase and improve our mental health and wellness in 30 days or less. All right, next one for number 5, meditation. Who all knew that was coming? Right? Meditation, 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 and again, meditation. If you have not meditated in your life, right, at all, ever, then no shame, no gain. It's okay. However, this is now the time to start, especially for people that are seeking to improve their mental health and wellness in 30 days or less. right? Because one, meditation is a natural function of the mind. Most people don't know that. You know what I mean? It's not just something I'm gonna do. No, meditation is like the mind operates off of meditation. All right. Now, again, we're not going to get deep into all the techniques and go through all that stuff. This is what we're going to do on a continuous basis. After this video will be linked so you have more information. You have more tools. We're going to cover all that stuff. But for now, you do want to go ahead and make some type of weekly commitment to meditation. And I'm going to break it down very smooth, very quick, just so you can get an idea. So again, speaking to people that really haven't ever meditated before, or for speaking to those who know about meditation, may have done it before, but just not really at a high level of it. Again, I'm speaking to you, and it's okay. This is the time to have mental awareness. All right. Now, meditation. This is talk about two functions. One, stillness. Stillness is when you're being. You're in the state of being. You're at you're at peace. You're at peace. Right? You're still. You're blocking things out that is going on around you. You mitigated things that can interrupt you. Right? And you really just become a one. If I sit right here and listen, I can hear the wind, I can hear the birds, I can hear the bees, or I can hear the neighbors, you know what I mean? Because you're at stillness, right? So that's one function. The second function is when you're active, right? And when I say active, is meaning now this is the time you're actually doing breath techniques, right? You're rapid breath techniques, or just again basic breathing. Inhaling, hold, exhaling, hold. Inhaling, hold, exhaling, hold. Okay? You're doing that for at least 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. Go ahead and give it 30, right? And you can do also sounds. Things when you just heard say peace, peace. Did you know that the sound is one of the most strongest chants you can do that helps restore the mind and bring mental balance? Yes, that that sound brings you back into mental and correct frequency mentally. So when you're doing this, you're actually realigning yourself, your chakras. Remember we talked about them chakras, right? When you meditate, you are actually performing that. It's natural medicine. You see what I'm saying? It's what they call energy medicine, mental medicine that you're doing, that you're producing, and dealing with your own energy. That is free. You gotta understand that is free. It is so much you can do in spirituality that is free. That will free you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm always trying to give out that first, right? Always. Let's see. So yeah, for number 5, meditation. Okay. We'll get more into that. Number 6, again, we're dealing with the higher functions of the mind. Now we're going to subconscious reprogramming. Yes. It's not spooky, but it's very true. We have to undo a lot of our psychic and subconscious programs that we've been taught about ourselves, about life, religion, the Lord, our partners, all that. We have to reevaluate everything, because if you don't upgrade your mental hardware, it's going to be out of date, right? All right, so 2 ways you're going to do that. 1, affirmations, right? Constantly when we're doing your meditations, we're going to be also saying affirmations. I love myself. I love my life. Everything I have is on its way. Everything I have is here now. You want to do things that deal with you in your situation, along with the second point, visualizations. Visualizations is what you see in your mind's eye, the thoughts and beliefs you see about yourself, the thoughts and beliefs people told you about yourself. It's all in your mind. So you have to rechange your mind. You have to change your soul. You understand? So it can grow, and it can glow with light. I understand. So affirmations and visualizations are going to be a very big part of this. The exercise for this is going to be writing a list of affirmations and visualizations that you work on that deal with your direct situation right here and now, dealing with the direct situation that you need to improve overall for your mental health awareness. Okay, so we're going to tap into that again. This is number 6. We're almost there. And again, you have to, those two things, affirmations, visualizations, are very key. We host affirmation calls every morning, Affirmation Nation. So get with us. I'll plug you into that. And we'll move on to the last one, which will be 7, psychic clearing. All right. And basically, what this means is that we know that the mind has the function of what they call psychic. Every mind has that type of psychic function, right? And so psychic clearing is basically removing, like, you have cookies in your computers, where, you have cookies, cosmic cookies in your consciousness, right? So we have to do things that are able to reprogram them cookies, right? Clear them cookies, right? But from the meditation, right, and the subconscious reprogramming gives us the ability to work to that psychic clearing, right? Now, clearing leads to clarity, right? So if you have so much mental clutter, you all over the place, you got so much to do, and again, you don't just sit still and reevaluate things and clear things out your consciousness, you're just going to get bombarded, and it's going to weigh heavy on your mental psyche. You know what I mean? Because remember, you have energy centers here. You have energy centers there. You understand? So all that stuff weighs down on you and it dims your light. You want your light to shine. You want your light to glow, right? And you have to clear out those things. So clearing leads to clarity. And you need what? Clarity for peace of mind. All right. Also, clearing, your cookies, it also deals with your home, right? Dealing with, the home, which is almost everybody's second one, clearing the home. We got, whether it's just, stuff we need to move around or things we want a certain way, the feng shui, right? It's things that we need to clear in our home to help with our mind again, because our home is our environment where we spend most of our time at, right? And we need that's our center of health and wellness, right? And the second one is just clearing things in your day-to-day life, whether it's social media, again, toxic people, right? Just clearing out things that that doesn't serve you and deserve you. All right. So that's what I got for you guys with that. Like I said, those few steps. And I hope you take this message well. We're going to get way more in depth into it. One thing you can do to follow up with me, I created a free group on Telegram, like Holistic Wellness Community, where you can join this group. I'll post the link, and you'll basically be able to have access to news feed when it comes to health and wellness. I'm going to post articles. I'm going to be promoting other things that you can use from not just myself, but from other colleagues of mine. They even have other groups. They have different things that are going on. So I just want to be a bridge for your health and wellness because it's rising, and I want to do my part to help improve it. So again, this is that challenge. This is the challenge. Share this with your friends. Share this with your loved ones. Share this with your neighbors. Share this with your business partner, and be a member. And let's actually join forces and link minds, the uni-mind, and all move and improve into the collective health and wellness. All right. Another thing you'll be able to have access to is mental health reports. If you have never had like a mental health report, like a reading or like things like that, or head rogation, you're going to find that it's different spiritual tools and methods that we use, not just in clinical therapy, but in spiritual healing that we use to help clear your mind, help raise your conscience, help do things to help with all that psychic data. And again, overall life coaching, holistic life coaching to be exact. And when it comes to your financial wellness, when it comes to your physical wellness and your mental wellness, right? So from everything as far as exercising, overall eating healthy, overall improving our wealth, because our health is our wealth. There we go. So I love you all. Thanks for joining. Look forward to speaking to you soon. And once you watch this video and share with a friend, let me know you want further information, and we'll go from there. All right, peace.